Welcome to the Rhonda Swan Show. Wake up, New York City. Well, we are back in Wall Street, but as you can tell, it's getting a little chilly. But the message today is warming up. In fact, we are talking about finance. How can small businesses hold on to more money? How do they help finance their customers and their clients and allow them to create an MRR in their business? That's right, we are talking about money today, and my guest is Shawn Davaie. He's not only the founder of EvRfinance, but he's also the creator of Kayya software. Kayya is gonna help support small businesses change the way they do business and the way they hold on to their money. Let's go meet Shawn and learn more about Kayya. Shawn, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I mean, here we are, right? Wall Street, talking about finance, talking about Kayya. I'm super excited. Obviously, you and I came all the way from LA to New York, but it's kind of a cool space for you to come back to because you used to live in New York.
Yeah.
And now here we are talking about Kayya, your new software for small business owners. Tell us about how and why you got started with Kayya and what it's going to do for small business owners.
So I've been practicing dentistry for 13 years now. And throughout the past 13 years, one of the main things that I've noticed is that we have to unfortunately reject a lot of clients because the finances are not there, or they're just short just a tad bit from what the total amount is.
Yeah.
So, and over the years, it's unfortunate, but again, we had to let a lot of clients go, or we had to delay their treatment.
Well, because you're a big, like, sometimes there's, you know, large investment people need to make in their medical, and now the small businesses are the same.
Absolutely.
So you guys are kind of solving that. So when you decided then to create Kayya because you had a big problem?
Yes.
Was that really what?
I did. I really did. And it was a problem that both me and my patients were facing.
Yeah.
You know, patients would come in, you know, we would connect, they wanted to move forward with the treatment. Either their FICO score wasn't all the way to where it needed to be, or they would get approved for a fraction of what the total amount was. And so we had to delay the procedure or not. And most likely in that case, it just doesn't go through.
Yeah, and that's not good for a small business owner, obviously your office.
Yeah.
You're losing clients. So I think though most people might associate like third-party lending with like credit cards or loans, or like some of these others like Klarna where they get paid in front. So they're taking out a firm, they're taking out a loan. How is Kayya different than that?
So Kayya is different because we put the power of extending the credit in the business owner's hands.
Okay.
And we essentially allow them to extend that credit to their client, whether there is a law firm or as a doctor's office, consulting, PR. We do everything on the back end.
Wow.
So we do the legal, we do the follow-up.
Wait, you're telling me you created an app for small business owners that helps with the legal, almost like they have a little CFO in their pocket?
Yes.
You help them like with reporting?
Yes.
All in one app?
Yes. And we use, it's heavy on AI.
Okay.
AI, predictive analytics, AI, follow-up with clients. You know, let's say a client missed a payment. It's usually because their account or their debit card got, you know, misplaced. The AI does all of that for you. And it's literally like having your little mini bank in your pocket.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, if you think about, like, for instance, for me, right? I own a media and a PR firm.
Yeah.
And you and I were having this chat. And I was like, Shawn, I have clients, you know, come to New York, cost, you know, $50,000, $30,000. And sometimes they can't just afford it up front. They want to make payments.
Exactly.
But that's sometimes harder for us because then we have to chase them around.
Exactly.
Right? My admin has no time to keep asking for payment. So how is Kayya doing that with AI? Like, how are you guys intertwining that for the business owner?
So as long as what we suggest to all the business owners is that you take it down payments on all your services.
So kind of like covers that front end.
Cover your initial costs and maybe even built in a little bit of profit in there. And then extend the credit for the remaining balance. Mm-hmm. And our AI will do everything. It will do the initial loan terms. It will calculate the...
like even documents?
Yes, all the legal documents. It will calculate the terms. It will allow you to pick the terms, the monthly payment, whatever is affordable for your clients. And it will tell them exactly what their payoff quote is. And then it will take in the debit card, It will do self-rec or know your customer. Yes, yeah,
Really?
yeah. With they just take a video, and then it just connects to their information. And
Well, and the one thing you mentioned to me too is like when like you utilize the AI, and if someone, let's say, is missing a payment, right?
Yeah.
Like how much time does that take for your staff? So
Absolutely.
now, is it calling? Are you connected to different types of services?
So the AI will initially contact the client, the borrower.
Wow.
And it will make multiple contact points, text messaging, calling. And then if it's still unsuccessful, then our collections team will call and try to get them back on track.
Wow.
So we have both manpower and AI power.
Yeah, that's huge. What type of industries right now would be able to use Kayya immediately right now to start getting,
Honestly,
Yes.
any service industry, any service industry that has a high ticketed offer can use Kayya and basically sell a lot more in 2026.
Yeah.
And just really kill it.
So you mentioned like there's a lot of different solutions. Does Kayya compete with these other solutions, or does it adjunct to them?
Yeah, so Kayya is actually not competing with any third-party financing.
Okay.
It's really an adjunct. So let's say a client comes in and the total bill is $10,000, and they can put down $3,000 cash, and a third-party financing gives them another $4,000. What happens to the other $3,000?
Right.
That's where Kayya comes in.
Okay.
So the client, the business owner, usually would either have to let the client go at the time if they can't afford the full amount, or they would have to discount their services, which, gets into a little bit of an unethical situation because, for some clients, you're giving your services for $7,000, but others for $10,000.
Right.
We want the price consistent, just to be ethical.
Yeah.
So what Kayya does is it comes in and says, you extend the credit to clients, put them on like 24-month or 36-month repayments, and we handle everything else. And this is huge for service business owners. Yeah, absolutely. Because they just don't have the manpower to handle that at scale.
Yeah.
So when they have 3 or 4 or 5 clients, sure, they can follow up with them. But what about when they have 50, 100, 150? That's one of the things that I faced as a business owner. I was always hesitant to extend that credit to my patients because I just didn't think that my staff would have the manpower to follow up with everything. I didn't know the legalities. The legalities scared me. And we're not a bank, right?
Yeah.
So this actually will put the power of a bank, in your hands.
So I think it also adds, like, obviously here we are on Wall Street, right? It adds a lot to, like, with investors are coming forward, like if a business is looking for investors, like when you showed me the reports that Kayya shows, like a business owner could literally say, okay, investor, here's all my accounts receivables for the whole year. Like we can count on this coming through because our system is now tracking that. And I think that puts a whole lot of not only power in the business owner's hands, but it really gives them some confidence for investing. So investors, right, getting loans. Like I'm sure there's so many other ways that this can help. What do you see the future right now for Kayya in supporting of the accessibility for other businesses and how others can, get access?
So that's one of the things I want to actually get into a little bit more. Is Kayya was really built from my pain point as a business owner, as a service provider. I would not, in most of the cases, know what our finances were at. A lot of times I knew how much money was coming in and how much was leaving, but I didn't know what it was being spent on. Are we spending too much money on this? Are we bringing in enough money? And it seemed like, at the beginning of the week, we would have X amount of money. And then at the end of the week, once we paid all of our bills, it would be, a fourth of that. And so because the way the banking system is built right now, when you log into your banking app, all you see is just a bunch of transactions. But what does that tell you? It doesn't tell you anything about the financial health of your business. Absolutely nothing. So that's what Kayya does. Our banking platform will also allow you not only to extend the loan, but also allow you to have more financial control over your overall business, so you can basically make decisions with confidence, knowing where you are and where you want to go next month.
So exciting. I mean, especially, obviously knowing you, I'm like, I want everyone to be using Kayya because, it just makes things a lot simpler. And more importantly, right now with technology, we really don't need as many staff, right? So it's able to allow us to hold on to some of our revenue. It allows us to be a lot more efficient in the way that we're managing our business.
Exactly. So if you think about it, if you start using Kayya at the beginning of 2026 and start selling a lot more cases, not only will you increase your revenue by 2 or 3-fold that initial year, because what you're doing is you're collecting a lot of down payment, right? So let's say on a $10,000 ticket item, you're collecting $6,000. So that's an initial point of sale that you're collecting. But also what you're doing is you're building essentially cash flow for the future to come, recurring revenue. And cash flow.
MRR, monthly recurring revenue.
Cash flow is king because it helps you in those slow months. When you have those dips, it helps because you're bringing in this much money every single month. That's going to help pay for the bills. It's going to help pay for those consistent,
transactions. Things are coming through.
Things that, regardless of how busy you are, how good your month is, you still have your rent, you still have to pay your staff. So those things don't go away regardless of how much money you bring in. So when you build that, you will have that consistent recurring revenue. If I were to start this on my business back in 2013 when I graduated and had my first office, honestly, I really think, I've thought about this a lot, I would be bringing in an extra $150,000 a month.
Really?
Conservatively talking about it. And think about what that would do for your business to have that consistent income. But not only that, because you sell so much more in the beginning, increase your revenue initially, and then also depend on that money coming in later as well.
Well, it's so powerful. I'm super excited. Where can everyone not only learn more about Get Kayya and be part, if you're a small business owner, apply now, register to be a member. How they can get started.
So the software is launching in January of 2026. If you want to be the first to know and then get a little bit of competitive edge, you can go to getkayya.com and just sign up. And as soon as the software is launched, we'll let you know. But before that, we'll have a newsletter and get you kind of ready. And we'll go from there. And you'll have a thriving 2026.
So exciting, Shawn. I absolutely love what you do. And I also have to do a very small plug. Shawn is also one of the top, he is the top dental or dentist in Beverly Hills, and he does really beautiful veneers. So everyone's wondering, why is Rhonda Smile so gorgeous? This guy, LA Smiles in Beverly Hills. So he's not only amazing and makes us look gorgeous, but he's also helping us make a lot more money in our businesses. So everyone, thanks Dr. Shawn for being here. Super excited to have all of you learn more about getkayya.com, and we'll see you on the next episode. So don't forget to be unstoppable and stay wild.